Hey guys, welcome back to Super Switch U. Today I want to go over some more games ported to the Nintendo Switch. This time we're going to go over the Wii U games. And as of November 30th, 2025, which is when I'm recording this video, what I could find out there, I have found 47 retail released Wii U games ported to Switch in retail format. Um, and That's typically how we go with this. Like, it's all kinds of stuff that was on the eShop and both Switch and Wii U. You can't access the eShop anymore to buy any of these games for the Wii U, so they're not going to count. And then, eventually Switch is not going to have that same access. It's just if you go pick it up today, pop it in, you can play it. So, um, okay, so like I said, there's 47 of these to go through, so I'm probably going to rapid fire a lot of this. Um, just letting you guys know if it starts going a bit quick. That's where we're at with this. So we're going to start at the A's. Assassin's Creed 3 was released on the Wii U, and then we got Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, which also includes Liberation from the Vita, but it does have Assassin's Creed 3 in its entirety, so um, that one counts. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, same thing. It got a Red Bull collection with Assassin's Creed Rogue, so both of the pirate stories are there together. I didn't even realize. Yeah, so if I do this, you can see my mouse cursor. That's cool. Okay. All right, so Axiom Verge, thanks to Limited Run. I think it was the only Limited Run game they did on the Wii U. I might be wrong on that. But Axiom Verge was also released physically on the Switch. So we got that one. Batman Arkham City Armored Edition. So this one, there's some compromises here, right? Because Armored Edition gave the Wii U tablet support. There was a lot of new features, being able to switch items, using that extra screen to steer like the batarang and stuff. So there were different things that are not present in the Arkham trilogy on Switch, but this does include Arkham City. So um, hold on just a second. So anyway, Arkham City is present in the Arkham trilogy for Nintendo Switch. And after some updates, it's actually playable. So this one, there's actually two. Bayonetta 2 was released on Wii U, and there was a disc included for the original Bayonetta, just inside the case. So like when I had it on the Wii U, I actually got a second case for the Wii U, another blue case, and printed off an artwork for the first one. But either way, both discs are present. But with this, we got a physical Bayonetta 1, or Bayonetta 2 and a Bayonetta 1, just released at two different times. So either US or imports, you can find them, both of those. Book of Unwritten Tales 2, don't really know much on that game, but it did get a physical release on the Wii U and on the Switch, and they pretty much look identical. Cars 3, that was kind of a weird one, but it did get released. I believe it was one of the last Wii U titles, and then got ported to the Switch, or came out at the same time on the Switch. I don't remember. So I don't remember when that movie came out. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. One of those things I didn't think we'd get on the Switch, but we ended up pretty early on getting this one both on the Switch and on the 3DS. But we're just going to talk about this one here. The only difference here is that the Wii U had levels based off of Mario 3D World, and the Switch version had those stages taken out and replaced with Super Mario Odyssey stages. So there's a little bit of a difference, but honestly, the Odyssey stages I believe were better than the 3D World ones. So, all right, and then we've got. I think this did this out of order, but it's fine. So Darksiders 1 and 2 both got ported over to the Switch, and they were ports on the Wii U, I believe, as well. So it's pretty much the same versions. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze was originally on the Wii U, and then with New Funky Mode, we got it on the Switch, which really just means you can play as Funky Kong, and it's like a lot easier. And I think there's an extra heart for single player stuff like that. Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams. If any of you guys follow my brother and nephew's channel, the what do they call themselves. The Dynamic Retro Duo. They just did an unboxing that had this very specific game from the Wii U. So could always check that out to see that this is in fact physical on the Wii U. And then the Switch got it as well. THQ Nordic seems to like to redo their games a lot. This is another one of the surprising ones. Hello Kitty Cruisers was released on the Wii U, and then pretty early on in the Switch's life, we got it as well. And I believe this is the version I bought for one of my nieces. Was the Switch one. Hyrule Warriors was originally a Wii U title, and then went to the 3DS, and then we got the complete definitive edition for the Switch, which has everything from the 3DS, everything from the Wii U, and I think there's a few extra things here and there. Just Dance is one of those things we got a few titles of, and there's something very interesting with that too. But we got 2017, which was a launch title for the Switch, one of the 5 physical retail launch titles. Then we got 18 and 19. There we go. So we got both of those. And then 2020 did not release on the Wii U, but it did release on the Wii, which was really weird to skip a generation, but then go 2 generations back. But we at least got 3 of the Just Dances from Wii U on Switch, which also don't really count as ports, I guess, if they're released at the same time. But I mean, it's still as part of that library. Lego City Undercover was originally a Wii U exclusive, and then came to everything, and so of course we got it on the Switch. And then there were 2 other Lego titles, I believe. Lego Jurassic World, which came to Switch, and then Lego Marvel Superheroes. Just the first one. I don't think the second one was on the Wii U, but we got it on the Switch too. So now you can have the whole thing, I guess. Legend of K, which I believe was also on our Wii list, because it's been redone over and over and over again since it released on the PS2, and both were anniversary editions. I'm just not sure which anniversary the Wii U one was on, but then we got it for the Switch. So, Breath of the Wild was also a release day and day on Wii U with Switch as a launch title. Apparently, the Wii U version was very slow and lacking. I didn't end up getting it because I got Switch on day 1, so we ended up just picking that version up. This, however, is one that I did get on the Wii U, and it ran like absolute garbage on the Wii U. I loved the Wii U to death, but this one seemed like it was on its last legs, like barely chugging along. Those load screens were atrocious, and I know I normally don't pick out a lot of the small little like nitpicky details. These were pretty big. But Minecraft Story Mode Complete Adventure, which was the first season, was also on Switch, and I believe it did run better on the Switch. And then, keeping along with Minecraft, there was the Wii U edition. Didn't play it on Wii U because I don't play Minecraft, but then you could get it on the Switch, and I believe it still had all the Mario mashup stuff. Mario Kart 8, probably one of the best, if not, actually, I think it is the best-selling Mario Kart. One of the top-selling Nintendo games of all time, Mario Kart 8. It was not best-selling on Wii U. It was best-selling as Deluxe on Switch, which is really sad. And it's pretty much kept us from getting a real Mario Kart. But we did have a exclusive Mario Kart to Switch. It was just Mario Kart Live, so you had to get the full toy and set up your own courses and stuff, which is neat, but it's not really a Mario Kart. It's just the only exclusive we have. Ninja Gaiden 3 was I believe it was a launch title on Wii U, if I'm not mistaken. But it is also part of the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection with Gaidens 1, 2, and 3, and you can import that with English support. I've not tested to see if anything's dubbed or anything, but it does at least allow you to read the text and things in English. So that's cool. New Super Luigi U and New Super Mario Bros. U both got ported over in the New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Both versions of that game are included in that box. There was also on the Wii U, there was one that had both together, I think on one disc, or they were at least were in one case. But because they were released separately, I wanted to show both boxes. There was 2 separate games together. Pokken Tournament originally released on the Wii U, and Pokken Tournament Deluxe came out for Switch, which had all of the DLC, plus included one of my all-time favorite Pokemon. Um, and now my brain's gonna go play all-time favorite. I can't even remember his name. Decidueye. Decidueye. Thank you, myself. But yeah, so there was at least one extra character and I think a couple extra things thrown in there. But the downside is with the Wii U version, you got a amiibo card for Shadow Mewtwo, whereas the Switch you did not get it. I kept my amiibo cards. The only amiibo I kept, I stuck it right inside this case and it stays in there in case I ever need it. Rayman Legends started as a Wii U exclusive, or was definitely supposed to be, and it got delayed a few times. But then we got the definitive edition on the Switch. Resident Evil Revelations, which started as a 3DS exclusive, got ported over to the Wii U, and then became part of the Resident Evil Revelations collection, and is the only thing on that cartridge. You have to download Revelations 2. Runbow Deluxe Edition was on Wii U, and also came out as a physical Switch release. This one's a weird indie title, but Shakedown Hawaii also got a Switch version. Shantae Half Genie Hero was, I think, the only Shantae on the Wii U, and it got an Ultimate Edition for the Switch. And so, with all the things limited run released, if you're willing to spend hundreds, and I mean like hundreds of dollars, you could get every Shantae on the Switch. And I think they're either released the advanced one that never came out on Switch, or they were planning to release it on Switch. I stopped following it when I couldn't get Pirate's Curse. It made me angry. So I wasn't spending $500 or more on that game. Shovel Knight was on the Wii U. I think it was the Wii U or the 3DS one that had the amiibo. And then it came out as a complete set with all the DLC packages and stuff for the Switch. Skylanders Imaginators. The only Skylander I didn't buy for the Wii U because it was a launch title for the Switch. And then after that, I kind of fell out and sold all the stuff and whatever, but still. Super Mario 3D World, which was one I thought wouldn't come over, but then we got it with Bowser's Fury, so now you can play the entire thing with a little bit extra. Sniper Elite Volume 2, definitely didn't think this was the thing. I ended up looking it up just to make sure that I covered my bases, and they remastered it for the Switch with all the DLC included. Scribblenauts got a mega pack that has both Scribblenauts Unlimited and Scribblenauts Unmasked. So both of those are in there. Steam World Collection as like a complete collection that actually, thanks to Super Rare Games, exists physically on the Switch. But I believe I've seen this both ways, so maybe they released it twice. But I've seen actual cases that have the collection artwork, like it's one thing, and then I've seen this where it looks like it's a sleeve that contains Heist and then SteamWorld Dig, including Dig 2, which also had its own separate release on the Switch. So pretty much get most of those SteamWorld games. Dig ones were kind of fun. Terraria, never played it, but it was on the Wii U, and even though the box art looks very different and almost like a different game, that is still by 505 Games. It is still the same thing. So it is available on the Switch. One of my all-time favorite games, and probably the best game from the Wii U, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, did end up getting an Encore edition with a bunch of extras for the Switch. I've beaten it on both. Warriors Orochi 3 Hyper. This is something you're going to have to import for Switch, but it does exist as Orochi 3 Ultimate. You could get it on Play Asia. You could import it, but it does have English support. So, and if I remember correctly, this didn't have a dub, so all the voices were in Japanese. You had to read the text anyway. It'd basically be the same thing. Wonderful 101 had a Kickstart campaign to get it ported to modern consoles. I ended up supporting that thing, and because of my support, I ended up getting my Switch version way after the retail release that they put out there, and it made me so mad. I was like, why did I even support this if you're just going to put it on retail shelves and I have to wait a few extra months for my copy? I haven't supported a Kickstart since. And then lastly, I believe Xenoblade Chronicles X was one of the last Switch 1 games to come out, and one of like, I don't know, 5 or 6 Nintendo releases in the year of 2025. We got it as a definitive edition for the Switch. And that brings us to the end of this list. Okay, so I missed one. We're going to fix it before I upload it. Pikmin 3. Pikmin 3 was on Wii U originally. And then Pikmin 3 Deluxe came out. So you can't forget that. It bumps the number up to 48. Close that and bring us back up. Here we go. Okay, so 48. There was 48 Wii U games that have been ported over to the Nintendo Switch from the Wii U, as far as physical retail released Wii U to physical retail released Switch. Digital titles would have gotten really messy because you can't get to the eShop anymore, and eventually you won't be able to reach the Nintendo Switch eShop once all of that years down the line goes out. So we're just talking, find it in a video game store, pawn shop, buy it online, put it right in there and play it. That's the important thing at the end of the day, since Wii U eShop is gone. But yeah, so 48. It's a very large chunk of that library. And just real quick, I do want to see what that total number was. It's 200 something for Wii U. Just want to see if it'll show me real quick. That's not right. So let's go over to Google, because I don't trust Yahoo. Didn't trust them with my email. I didn't trust them with Google or with searches, but I will trust Google a little bit more. So let's see. Okay, so what I'm seeing is it's like 100 and okay, it gets kind of tricky because there's different people, different numbers. Somewhere between 157, there's quite a few that are saying in the 160s, and then 181. So somewhere in there is the actual number. We're going to go ahead and just say 166, because I feel like I've counted this before, and everything I knew equaled somewhere around 166. So you take about 48 of those off, and you've almost got that number down to 100, be like 122 something. It's 128. That's not much of that library that's missing from the Nintendo Switch. So this is probably one of the most complete collections that you can get on the Switch family of systems. Because with the Switch 2 out now and games coming out for that, if they were to go back and redo any of those games and bring them over to the Switch 2, you start to really close up that missing library. And it would be cool if one day we saw 100% of that, or even all but like the licensed kid games. Which there's not much it's not. You're talking things like Star Fox Zero never came over, and Yoshi's Woolly World is still missing. There's been some rumors here and there that it might come, but we'll see. Game and Wario, but that might be a little trickier to do. Nintendo Land. Nintendo's library is so very small, almost non-existent. If it wasn't for that Star Fox and that Yoshi, I would have probably wrote it off a long time ago. But there's still a couple of things that I really have high hopes for seeing. It'd be nice to get the Zeldas too, even though they're not exclusive to it, but those versions are definitely the better Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, so it'd be cool to get those too. But anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Um, if you think I missed something, definitely let me know, and I will check it out, see if I can get it added as well, or just redo the list at some point in the near future. Um, and just if you have memories from the Wii U, if there are certain games that you are really hoping get that port to Switch 1 or to Switch 2, whatever you guys want to talk about, definitely put that down in the comments. We'll talk about it. Hit the like button. I always get mixed up. Like button, subscribe so we can get closer to 1,000 subscribers. And if you already are subscribed, hit the bell notification button so you can be alerted to all upcoming videos because I'm not consistent with my schedules. So you definitely want to know if you like the channel and you like watching this stuff that, hey, something new came out. So bell button is there for that. Yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you next time.